GRYSKLL.
Joy, welcome. Appreciate you coming through this evening.
Hi, thank you for having me. Appreciate it, Sean. My name is Joy Larkin, and I'm a narcissist abuse coach. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I've been helping people heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. And I reached out to Shy, I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago, and I just thought maybe there might be some people listening that can benefit, and it could help them to better recognize the narcissist and how to know if they're dealing with one and how to heal from one.
Beautiful. And in the world of hip hop, I think we're probably prone or likely to run across quite a few of them, since narcissists and arrogance run hand in hand. And in hip hop, you got to have that ego, and that line between ego and arrogance is kind of thin sometimes too. So
yeah, I'm trying to turn it off real fast.
I think this will be a good experience. I think we'll have a good conversation about something like this. So thank you for reaching out, Joy. We really appreciate you reaching out, and glad to know that the show is reaching some people in the field. So what I don't know, where would you like to start? I know we kind of decided we wanted to kind of let you run the show and kind of take us through one of your worlds and one of your rides.
I could just start with I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of a narcissist or anything, but I guess how to know if you're dealing with a narcissist is basically if the person has an inflated sense of self, and they're very self-absorbed, and they lack empathy. They don't take accountability for their actions, and they don't have the ability to love anybody.
When you say they don't have the ability to love anybody, is that something you can expand upon and maybe help us understand a little better?
Yeah, they don't have it within them. So it's narcissistic personality disorder. So it's basically a person's personality. So they don't see anybody else's feelings besides themselves. They can't love anybody, outside of themselves. The sole focus when they're around other people, it's all based off of what they feel, what they want, what they need, and not based off of how other people feel, their emotions. They can't love. If you're in a relationship with one, it's not about you. It's based off of what the narcissist wants. They don't care about what you want, so they don't have the capacity to love anybody, whether it's friends, family members, romantic partners, anybody, kids.
So, Ms. Joy, can I ask? I have two questions. How does that, number one, is it possibly an example? For example, I'm going to the bodega, I'm with my friend, and he does this and that, and this action exactly is narcissistic. Number two, you said don't care about anybody, only care about themselves. How is a narcissist different from, for example, a sociopath, or who also doesn't care about anybody at all?
It's a different type of personality disorder, I guess you would say.
That's next level with it.
Yeah, but a narcissist, they are more emotional abusers. You know what I mean? Mental abusers. They don't actually kill people. So it's not to that extreme,
So it's games and stuff, mind.
Yeah, it's mental, psychological, emotional type of abuse.
And can you give some example, in real life, yo, I'm with the shorty, and then he do this, and then she do that. What can we look for as signs of narcissism to be aware?
If you want to know if you're dealing with a narcissist, is a person that's really controlling, very manipulative. They pretty much blame you for everything. And as I mentioned before, they don't take accountability for their actions. They have this sense of superiority. They feel people are beneath them. And they don't have any regret or any remorse for anything that they do to people. It's all about personal gain for themselves, right? At the expense of other people.
Is there any form of rehabilitation or recovery available to narcissists, or is it once you become a narcissist, you're pretty much that for life?
Well, that's a good question, because they say that it's a personality disorder. So usually if it's a personality disorder, that's basically what makes up that person. You know what I mean? So it's not really there's a slight chance, it's very, very rare that a narcissist can be you know what, I have NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, I want to change. You know, I've realized like all the people that I've hurt in the past, and I feel so bad, I feel shameful. That's pretty rare. It could happen. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but you know, it may happen.
Is it that somebody's born a narcissist, or is it something that can happen as a result of some sort of childhood trauma that can trigger that? We've actually had this conversation. My fiance and I had this conversation. Was it last week or the week before we were talking about it? Yeah, last week, I guess. We were wondering if it's something that's genetic or what.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Most narcissists are not born that way. You know, it is based off of what has happened to them in their lives growing up when they were children. So some people could become narcissists if they get overly spoiled, if they get anything and everything that they want without working for it. And then other people could become narcissists like if they were abandoned or rejected, or didn't get enough attention from their parents, you know, or they get hurt really badly. And they just say, you know what, I don't want anybody to get close to me. I want just people to stay away from me. I don't want to get hurt or anything like that. So I'm going to hurt them before they hurt me, or I'm going to abandon them before they abandon me.
Wow, I can feel that. I can understand how they're made too.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is there like a possibility of being a borderline narcissist, not being all the way? Because, I mean...
That's a good question.
Hi, my name is Norm. I'm with my folks.
Well, you know, there's actually a term called borderline personality disorder, and those are people that have unstable relationships, unstable moods, and unstable behaviors. So they are kind of similar to narcissists, but the only thing with the borderline is they have a fear of abandonment, and a lot of them, they indulge in like self-harm and self-abuse, so they like hurt themselves. And you know, when you're in a relationship with them, they don't want you to leave them. They try to get you so attached, you know, and they're just trying to do anything and everything so that way you won't leave them. Or if they figure that you might leave them, they try to leave you before you can leave them. But you know, from time to time, you have some people that may have narcissistic tendencies, but they may not be a full-blown narcissist. So that is a possibility.
Oh. What got you so passionate about this topic?
Yeah, that's a good question.
About it, I'd rather you tell the crew yourself.
Yeah, no, that's a good question, because so when I was 17 years old, I'm originally from Delaware. When I was 17 years old, I moved to California, and I lived with my aunt for 5 years. And I didn't know that she was a narcissist, but it turned out she was. And while I was living with my aunt, I started talking to this guy, and he was actually into hip hop. He was a music producer. And I like have grown up doing music my whole life. Like I sang in a church choir, sang, and you know how they do in church. And I don't know, I saw him on YouTube, and I saw that he was a music producer and he made beats, had a website and everything. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, like, can you teach me how to do that? And he agreed to, and we built this relationship. Fast forward, it turns out that he was a narcissist as well. And after dealing with my aunt, living with her for 5 years, and while living with my aunt, dating this male narcissist, you know, it was a hurtful thing to experience, very traumatic. And, you know, I felt like, you know, I didn't really have anybody to talk to. Nobody really understood what I went through. And I started making videos on my YouTube channel, and people related to it. And that's basically kind of how I got started.
Wow. And how long have you been making the videos now?
Since 2017.
So what you do, you help people cope with being affected by narcissism.
Yes, I help victims and survivors. I don't really deal with narcissistic people.
You can't deal with narcissistic people.
Yeah.
Hey man, stop that. Oh, my bad.